For all the latest from the world of motoring, hit that subscribe button and stay connected. The Ducati Supersport is a machine that bridges the gap between performance and usability and is one of the more approachable Ducatis due to its versatility and pricing. Today we are joined by Srajit, who has owned this dream machine for over a year, to share his ownership experience.
Hi Srajit, good morning. So the Ducati Supersport, I must tell you, it looks really beautiful, and congratulations on this beautiful machine. So please take us through how you chose this machine, and what is the process behind deciding on this?
First of all, it's a nice pleasure to be here, and I have seen a lot of old videos of yours before I decided to land with this bike.
Okay.
So yeah, Ducati Supersport's not the bike I intended to buy, but ended up with it. I had like a childhood dream to buy a Ducati, and it really felt good to achieve the dream at such a, I'll say it's still a young age for me. So
Definitely.
yeah. So the bike itself is very good, and the experience was very good at the showroom also.
Was this the only Ducati you're looking at, or were you looking at
actually, I went for the Hypermotard, but yeah, once I ended up there, the Hypermotard is not in the stock at the showroom much.
Okay.
The bikes that are there are Multistrada and a Scrambler.
Okay.
Supersport one model was there, S was not there, I think.
Okay.
And this Panigale for sure. And looking at all the bunch of bikes that they had, I felt like the Supersport is much more practical to use and more suited for my style of driving, because I'm not a very pro driver that I'll be buying a Panigale to drive on the streets.
Okay.
So I ended up with this bike.
And how's your experience been so far with it?
The reason for which I bought it's definitely living up to that reasons. Okay. Like I can use it very easily in the traffics, and the best part is the people don't notice it much. Okay. Until and unless you don't rev it, they'll not recognize that something is coming. That
even with the bright red color.
No, the bright red color is becoming pretty common nowadays in different bikes. Like Apache also has a bright red color.
Okay.
CBR has donned that color for a longer time, so it's very less people like who recognize it, unless and until someone really is a biker and he sees that white exhaust shining, he'll not recognize it from the back.
And you said you're using it in traffic as well, so does it heat up? How's the performance?
Yeah, heating is an issue, but like comparing, because I come from an RC, so RC itself heats up a lot. So obviously when you have an engine which is 950 cc's, it's bound to generate heat, and in the like neck to neck city traffic, I have seen temperatures rising up to 110 degrees.
Okay.
So definitely not worth wearing a black jeans while riding this. It cooks up the legs a lot.
And so in city conditions, at low speeds, is it comfortable to ride?
Yeah, you will have to hold the clutch for some time, but it's pretty awesome. Like because the power and the torque comes at pretty low end.
Okay.
So if you just go above the 2000, 3000 RPM mark, it's in the first gear only you can drive in the city easily.
And earlier when we were talking, you were telling me that you tour a lot on this machine. So on the highway, how does it feel?
On the highway, it's just fabulous. Like it just pulls like anything. It will easily cruise at around 120 if you prefer to be in that range. Otherwise, if like you are more seasoned tourer, you can go up to 160s easily.
There's no wind blast,
nothing much. I don't feel until and unless I cross 180. So after 180, yeah, you will feel that wind blast, and you have to be more like watching the road.
Okay. And do you adjust it to the highest position?
Yeah,
it's two-step adjustable.
The preloaded gun which they gave, I feel it is lesser for me. I was feeling the wind on my neck.
Okay.
Once I lifted, I still feel the wind, but it's not too much.
And while touring again, like how about when you go to the twisties and all? How does the bike handle?
The bike is very good in handling. I have been in some conditions initially where like I just went into a corner too hot and I had to brake.
Okay.
So the ABS kicked in, and the bike also, it is very easy to maneuver. Like you can
control
put your knees down.
You don't feel the weight.
No. The weight is only once you start.
Okay.
At that point, if you have to drag the bike out of somewhere from the parking and all, it is a tedious
Once
task.
it's moving, it's very nimble.
Once it's moving, it's very nimble to handle.
Okay, and coming about electronics, so Ducati has been famous for its electronics for a long time. So how does the Super Sport fare in that?
So Ducati have provided their all top-notch things in this bike also. That is one of the reasons it is costing like more than a Monster and a Scrambler.
Okay.
So this bike comes with 3 riding modes: Urban, Touring and Sports. They have 8 levels of traction, 3 levels of ABS, and by default the settings are moderate.
Okay.
So in urban mode it cuts down the power to 75 bhp, which is I mean you won't feel the power difference much because it still pulls the same way. The only difference comes when you put it in touring and sport mode and you go above 5000 rpm.
So you really feel the surge.
You after 5000 rpm you will feel the difference. Yes, that extra 130 35 bhp is there.
All coming into.
Yeah. Even in like 75 bhp it crosses 200 easily if you pull it.
Okay, that's quite fast.
Yeah, that is actually very fast. I didn't expect it to go like 200 in a 75 bhp, but it pulls
still
easily.
there. And coming to braking, so you said there are multiple modes of ABS as well, but overall, how is the braking of the machine?
The braking is good. I don't see any issues. The one issue which I felt with the ABS is especially in city roads, because of dust and these small things that are
Kicks in
there.
early, is it?
It comes and it doesn't stop. It kinds of jumps.
Okay.
So I have been in that situation 2-3 times. So I feel it is better to just not to brake rather than or leave the bike in the lower gears.
Okay.
So that is one issue that I face with this bike. I don't know if that's an ABS problem or the brakes.
Okay.
But mostly whenever I braked in emergency, it has never skid or anything. It has usually hold its line and very nicely it has braked.
And so talking about holding its line, the stock tires, I believe they're the Diablo Rossa.
Yeah.
So how are they? They've got good reviews, but how has
it's-
your experience been
It
on
has
this?
been good. Like I have driven it in rain also, and it holds the line very nicely. Like you will not feel less for grip. You'll never feel like the bike is swaying anywhere or you are skidding or anything. It goes very well.
And coming back to the touring aspect of it, what anchorage do you get out of this?
I have got up to 19
Okay.
on highways. On cities, I have got as low as 5 also.
Okay.
Obviously, I got stuck in a traffic and it starts to heat up. If you close the bike when it is heating up, it shoots up more. If you leave it running, then the new fuel is getting used up. So 5. But on average, I think it gives around 15, and that is
15.
those are the figures that Ducati
So
also claims.
on a tank full, you might get about 200.
On a tank full, I prefer to go around 200. After that, I'll not take the risk. I'll just refuel it wherever I get the fuel, because you might end up in situations where you don't get a fuel pump for another 50-60 kilometers, and you don't want to take that risk.
Take that risk.
Because it's impossible to drag this 200 kgs. You cannot walk with for sure.
And Super Sport is all about actually the comfortable riding,
Yeah.
even though it's named as Super Sport. It's about the comfortable riding position. So how has the suspensions been, and like you said you tore on it as well. So how do you feel that?
I don't feel any issues. It's very comfortable for me. The seat is very good actually.
Okay.
Me coming from an Apache and RC, I feel it's a sofa for me literally,
Okay.
because it is so plushed and it is a waterproof seat. Even if it gets wet, it will like soak in initially. Suspensions are good,
Okay.
and on the highways also when you are cruising, even little humps you will not feel much.
Okay.
So it's
Under control.
It's very nice.
And if you were to talk about something that you really don't like about this bike, or you want different,
I really don't find any as such niggles like which I wish they might not have given or they would have changed. One thing is the mirrors, but I feel I've read on Murray forums and the mirrors are an issue.
Okay.
Once you cross 80, there's literally no use of seeing the mirrors because you won't see anything in that.
Okay.
It's all blurred.
blur,
So one solution to that is just hold the clutch.
and just whenever you want to
Yeah,
see.
just see or just turn back and see who is there, who's not there. And not a niggle, but yeah, maybe the tail light could have been a little more fancy.
Or to
Yeah, it as I told, people don't recognize it much, and that owes to the tail light because it is so decent looking that people will be like, something wrong
compared to
with
the
this one.
Panigale.
Yeah, I mean Panigale, if you see from the back, you will recognize something different is there. even nowadays the lower bikes that are coming, they have a better tail light.
Okay.
So I feel they could have spent
Yeah,
some
they
more
did.
on this.
And how about any changes that you would recommend other owners? Or
For the Super Sport normal model, I don't see any changes that are required actually, because the bike, it's very thought out,
okay,
and it serves the purpose that it is built for. It is a sports tourer. The thing is, the Indian roads are not still prepared for that kind of thing, because the ground clearance is a bit low.
okay.
So in Bangalore only, many times I've scraped off on the humps.
Hums, okay.
So apart from that, on the highways, tourings and all, if you are doing like even from here till 800, 900 kilometers a day, it's very comfortable and easy to do.
Okay.
Ducati gives all the accessories as packages.
Okay.
So for touring, yeah, you will need a bag and all. Tank is very healthy in those things that you can fit anything on this.
Okay.
It's a pretty big tank.
Okay.
And panniers come as an accessory, even though they are expensive. But
Yeah,
mean,
and
if
Ducati
you are
prices.
looking for it, they are there. Apart from that, I also did research for so many brands, and they are providing.
Okay.
It falls around 50 to 60k. So it's
For the panniers and the touring.
for Ducati ones, they are above 1 lakh.
Okay.
For the normal brands, it will cost you around 40k. So if you are really into that much touring, but yeah, definitely not an off-road. It's,
Basic, decent.
yeah, decent little bit you can go.
patch,
Like
okay.
if you are going on a highway
Course,
ride
yeah.
and you get
This is
a
that sort
small
of machine,
wrong
yeah.
patch of road, that is okay, but not a dedicatedly touring bike. That is what for a Multistrada is made from Ducati.
And coming to service now, so how has your experience been with the service center?
So it's been almost, now it has crossed 1 year, some few days back. I had my initial service, and the experience at the service center is really good. I had a couple of issues owing to the roads in Bangalore, and the people at service center were very helpful with it. So I think if I would have to rate the service, I'll go with 9.
9 out of 10.
Because the people are really nice. The guys at the service center, they are helpful, they'll help you out. And the things also move very fast. It's not like you just leave the bike and they'll wait.
Okay,
So once they get the parts,
the turnaround time is also
yeah,
quite
very
good.
nice.
Okay.
So even with my stock like exhaust replacement, it took me around 30 to 40 days, and
Okay.
that most of the time was getting coordinated with the insurance guys and getting the part from Italy.
Okay.
So I think hardly they took a couple of days to fix it and give it to me.
Okay. That's quite fast.
Yeah, and the service interval is around 15,000 kilometers for 1 year.
And how much do the general services?
I think general service will cost you around 10 to 14 somewhere.
Okay.
So that includes your all cleaning, everything, engine oil change, everything.
Full price.
Yeah.
And that again, is a day's thing or?
It takes around, I think 2 to 3 hours. I have seen the chart that
Okay, they have the
mentioned.
hour-wise
Yeah.
breakup. Okay.
So I think it is for a Super Sport. It's around 2.5 hour service or 2 hour service.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, and Desmo is there after 30,000 kilometers.
We're looking forward to that.
I hope so. I really hope so that the roads in India go up to that level that you can use a sports tourer for touring. I don't feel it right now
Okay.
because I have toured a lot and I've seen that most of the places this bike won't last. So yeah, I definitely intend to keep it for a longer period of time, and I'm looking forward to it.
So Sujit, thank you so much for coming here this morning, and it's been a great experience. A lot of people, a lot of information, a lot of people are going to find it useful. So thank you once again.
Yeah, it's been a nice pleasure, and yeah, it was a good time.
I wish you a lot of safe miles ahead, and
Yeah, I
wish you-
hope it's so.
I hope you find good roads to tour.
Yeah, I definitely really looking forward for the good roads, and it was really a nice experience, and yeah, I hope people find it useful. Thank you.